Hello viewers, welcome to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I'm here to teach government and I have some lovely and interesting topic for you today which you will love and enjoy it. Please follow me.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
The topic I have for you today is pre-colonial administration. Pre-colonial administration. The objective of today's topic are, at the end of the lesson, students will be able to, 1. Narrate historical background or origin of Hausa-Fulani, Yoruba, and Igbo. 2. Discuss the political administration of Hausa-Fulani. 3. Mention features of the Yoruba pre-colonial political system. 4. List structural organization of Igbo political system. Hausa-Fulani political system. Historical background, origin, Bayagida or Abdul Yazid and Uthman Danfodio. In the early 19th century, Uthman Danfodio waged war against the Hausa kingdom. We have 7 kingdoms in the Hausa, which are Kano, Rano, Gobiri, Biram, Rano, Kano, Gobiri, Biram, Kataf, and others. He waged war against those 7 kingdoms and harmonized the Hausa kingdom into Islamic way. He divided the kingdom into caliphates, which are the Sokoto Caliphate and Gwandu Caliphate. The Sokoto Caliphate is the seat of the Caliph of the Hausa kingdom. And also, Sokoto is for the west, Gwandu is for the east Caliphate. So, the reason why we have that kingdom was because to make sure that the Hausa people are doing the right thing in accordance with the Holy Quran and Islamic law. The political administration of Hausa-Fulani, number 1. The Emirates. The Emirate is headed by the Emir, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Waziri, the head of all officials. Most times in WAEC and NECO, the Waziri is always regarded as the Prime Minister. So at times when you see that, who is the Prime Minister of Hausa-Fulani political system, he is called the Waziri. The Waziri also can be regarded as the Prime Minister of the Hausa-Fulani political system. Galadima, in charge of the capital. The Galadima is always the one in charge of the capital. The Hausa capital is guided, and the person in charge of that capital is Galadima. Number 3, Madawaki. The Madawaki is the head of army or the commander of the army of the Hausa-Fulani political system. At times, they go to war, so the person that leads that war is called the Madawaki for Dogari or Sakinya Doga, head of the police. The head of the police is regarded as Dogari. Most times, always Dogari usually acts in the examination, in WAEC examination and NECO examination. 5, Maji, in charge of treasury. Is always in charge of money keeping and records of money coming into the Emirates. 6, Saki Nruwa, in charge of fishery. Is one in charge of Hausa. They love fishing. They love fishing. Like example is the Arugugu festival in Kebbi. Every year, the best fisherman is given gifts. So the person in charge of that fishing stuff is called Saki Nruwa. Saki Father, the head of the palace workers. Saki Father is the head of the palace workers. People working within the palace. The person ending up one is called Sacking Father. Sacking Power, in charge of all butchers. Sacking Power work is to ensure, is one in charge of butchers, those that sell meat, and those that kill meat is one in charge. So let's move to the district administration. Number one, the village head. The village head is known as Seriki. Seriki is the village head. He makes sure that there is peace, law, and order within the village. He is presiding. Number two, legislative function. The legislative function is done by the members of the emir's cabinet. The emir's cabinet and the emir, they are one in charge of making laws within the emirate. Executive function. The executive function is done by the emir. Is one in charge, is one ensuring that and enforcing law within the emirate. He enforces law, implements and formulates law within the emirate. Judicial function is also in charge also in the judicial function of the emirate. The Hausa-Fulani is a very dynamic system. Even when the British came, they really loved the Hausa because they met a best system, the best system. They're already practicing a system that is very related to their own. But before the advent of the British, the Hausa already had their own court, judiciary court, called Sharia Court of Jurisprudence. They are in charge of interpreting law. The head of the Sharia court is known as Akali. Akali is one in charge of the judiciary court of the Hausa-Fulani political administration. So the emir and the Akali, they work in hand in hand to interpret the law of the land to the people. Central administration. The Hausa practice a centralized administration. The emir is the head of the administration. Like I just said, the Hausa is divided into two caliphates, the Sokoto Caliphate and the Kwanu Caliphate. So the emir is one in charge, the overall head of all the emirates in the Hausa-Fulani political administration. The Igbo political system. The Igbo political system is very unique in the sense that they practice a decentralized system of government. Power is decentralized. They don't have a central government. Some people call it a headless system. They don't have a centralized head, that the head of all the Igbo nation. We don't have that. They practice a decentralized system. Each village has their own head. Village 1 has the head, village 2 has their own head, village 3 has their own head, village 4 and so on. That is how Igbo practice their own system. So we can call it, most times we can call it an acephalous system, a system that is decentralized. When you see acephalous in your WAEC or NECO, it means that a system that is what? Decentralized, a system that does not have a central head. The village administration of the Igbo political system. Number one, the age grade. Who are the age grade? The age grade are the youth. The youth, the young people. That what do? They ensure that there is peace within the community. They ensure that there is peace within the community. They defend the community. And they also ensure that there is peace and orderliness within the village. And like I told you before, the Igbo system, they practice a village system. A village system. So each village has age grade. They are in charge of ensuring that there is peace and they defend the village against internal or external attack. Number two, the executive. The executive is headed by the Council of Elders. The Council of Elders constitutes the executive arm of government in the Igbo. Legislation. They are also in charge of ensuring that they make law. They ensure that people abide by the law. Like I said earlier, the executive implements and enforce law, while the judiciary make law. So the Council of Elders ensure that there is law and order in the village, and they also make law. The head of the Council of Elders is called Okpara. Okpara is the head of the Council of Elders. So these are how they choose their own Council of Elders. Each village will pick someone that will represent them in that council. The judiciary, they also interpret the law. If anybody did anything that is wrong, they interpret the law to the person and they punish the person accordingly. That is what the Council of Elders do. The Ozon title holder. The Ozon title holder are the eldest son in each family. Each family has the eldest son of the family is called, always gets a title called Ozon title. That Ozon title makes the person to be part of the Council of Elders. We also have what we call the Ofon title. If you are wealthy, the Ofon title, if you are wealthy, you have money, you can also be part of the Council of Elders. The Igbo believe that those that are wealthy, those that are rich, can also participate in the governance of their own system. So the wealthy people, also known as the Ofon title holders, also take part in the administration of the Igbo land. Types of political system. They practice republican, or it can also be regarded as a direct democracy. In your WAEC, they might say that which system the Igbo practice. They practice direct democracy or republicanism. What is not direct democracy? Direct democracy means a system of government whereby the citizen participated directly in their affairs. No one is left behind. Like I told you, every member of the village head is represented in the Council of Elders. So directly they are involving in the governance of their own village. Yoruba historical background or origin, Oduduwa. So I want to move to the Yoruba political system. Yoruba believe that we came from Ile-Ife, and our forefather is called Oduduwa. So I want to examine on the political system of the Yoruba. Number one, the political head. Yoruba also has a dynamic system. Their own system is dynamic. The political head of the Yoruba Empire is called the Alaafin Oyo. And we are talking about Yoruba. You have to mention the Alaafin of Oyo, because before the colonial administration, the Oyo Empire is the one overseeing all the affairs of all the Yoruba nations and beyond. So if you are talking about Yoruba political system, we will be mentioning the Oyo Empire. The political head of the Oyo Empire is called Alaafin the Aremo. The Aremo is the eldest son of the Alaafin, but it can never become the Alaafin, the next Alaafin. It's not possible, because Alaafin, before you can become an Alaafin, it has to pass through hereditary, number one, and two, it is hierarchical. We have different families that can become the Alaafin. So if one family becomes Alaafin, it could be the next family again that will become the next Alaafin. So the Aremo does not mean that you are automatically going to become the next Alaafin. The Oyomesi. The Oyomesi is a very important political system in the Yoruba. The Oyomesi, they are 7 in number. They are 7 number. And the head of the Oyomesi is Bashorun. The Oyomesi are known as the kingmakers. They make kings. They are the one that choose the next Alaafin. There are 7, headed by Alaafin, headed by Bashorun. Headed by Bashorun. The head of the Oyomesi is called Bashorun. There are 7 in number. Provisional governors, Bales or Oba. Each district in the Oyo Empire is divided into districts or villages, which is headed by Oba, Ajele, or Bale. The army, Are Ona Kakanfo. Are Ona Kakanfo is the army commander of the Oyo Empire. The army commander of the Oyo Empire is called Bashorun. Is called Are Ona Kakanfo. The Ogboni Society. The Ogboni Society is a very unique society. They are known as secret courts. They ensure that peace and order is maintained in the Oyo Empire. They also tell the Alaafin what the oracle says. They are mouthpiece of the oracle. They tell the Alaafin what the oracle says about the administration or what is going on within the Oyo Empire.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Let's move to the revision question. Number 1, mention 5 features of the Yoruba pre-colonial political system. 2, list 5 political administration of Hausa and Fulani. Students, you might find these questions in your examination. You will surely find it in a section B of WAEC and NECO. They usually ask that question most times. Pre-colonial administration in Nigeria. So these are some of the answers. Mention 5 features of the Yoruba pre-colonial political system. Number 1, political head. B, the Aremo. C, the Oyo Mesi. D, provisional governors, Bale or Oba. E, the army, Are Ono Kankafo. Number 2 question, list 5 political administration of Hausa-Fulani. 1, the Emirates, the Waziri, head of all officials. 2, district administration. 3, village heads. 4, legislative functions. 5, executive functions. These are the revision questions for today's class.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
If you have any comments, questions, and inquiry, you can reach us in any of our social media platforms on the screen. Thank you and God bless you.